Good evening, Juanita Phillips with ABC News. Teachers have called on the community to rise up against the state government's planned cuts to education. They've warned they're considering industrial action over the slashing of $1.7 billion from the school's budget. But the Premier is sticking to his plan, saying that money doesn't grow on trees. Adrian Rochella reports.
It was a sobering start to the day for parents on the school run.
I'm heartbroken that there could be a drop in standards of education.
I think it's a disgrace that this current state government doesn't have a commitment to quality public education and to education overall.
Well, I don't want to cause a lynch mob around here. I'll take the opposite view and say, well, maybe we do have too much bureaucracy. Maybe it's about time we cut down a bit.
Teachers say they're gobsmacked by the decision to axe 1,800 jobs from the Education Department and school officers.
At a time when we're about to start implementing new curriculum across New South Wales in the next few years, they're cutting units within the Department of Education that would be supporting frontline delivery of the new curriculum. It's just appalling.
And teachers are gearing up for a fight. They say they haven't been this incensed since the mass demonstrations against education cuts under the Greiner coalition government in the 1990s.
There'll be action, all right. Clearly we'll be looking to mobilise as many people as we can to rise up against a government that could do this to public services in New South Wales and public education in particular.
The opposition is urging parents to lobby their MP to reverse the decision before the damage is done.
The effects of these cuts will be felt for decades, and every kid that's at school now is going to suffer.
And the federal government says states can forget Canberra coming to the rescue.
We will not have cuts in education funding in any state act as a substitute for any future Commonwealth investment in education. That is absolutely not acceptable.
The Teachers Federation says if the money really isn't there to fund key services, then it's time Australians have an honest debate about how much tax they're prepared to pay to fund high-quality education.
Money doesn't grow on trees. They closed the mint down the end of the street in 1926. I can't print money that I don't have. I can't spend money that I don't have. If I do, I'm condemning those students at school now to further, deeper cuts into the future.
An economic lesson the Premier says can't be ignored. Adrian Rochella, ABC News, Sydney.
TAFE colleges are also affected by the cuts. 800 jobs will go and fees will rise by almost 10% next year. The unions and the government say it'll lead to an even bigger skills shortage across the state.
Alexandra Laws and Ruba Ahmed are first-year TAFE students. Paying their fees is a struggle, and it's about to get harder.
I live with my mum and she's a single parent and she's already struggling to pay for it at the moment.
The fact that it's just increasing just makes stuff so much worse, and it unmotivates people to further continue their studies.
Next year, the two start advanced diplomas, just as the state government's changes come into effect. Annual fees for government-supported places in advanced diplomas will jump by $150 to $1,720. The cost of TAFE certificates will also rise by between $40 and $100 a year.
We have a skills shortage at the same time as governments are cutting courses and increasing student fees, creating obstacles, putting obstacles in the way of students enrolling in TAFE courses. How can they justify that?
There's also anger at the government's plan to cut 800 TAFE jobs over the next 4 years.
These are individual jobs, but they're also a huge attack on the future of New South Wales, de-skilling New South Wales, taking away opportunities for people to re-engage with education.
Those who employ TAFE graduates hope the changes prompt wider reform.
New South Wales TAFE plays a big role in delivering the skill base that industry needs. So these are not life-threatening cuts, but they really should be a trigger for TAFE to re-evaluate how it does business.
TAFE teachers aren't going down without a fight, and like school teachers, they're asking the community to back them. Ashley